Well, today on Nation Window Cleaners podcast, we're talking all about the 5 biggest lies that we as window cleaners tell ourselves. Like the things that we are convinced of in our businesses that hinder us and can make us suck sometimes. So, if you're a window cleaner thinking about getting into window cleaning, or heck, just want to watch this instead of a cat video, please stay tuned to WCR Nation. What's up, everybody? Jersey here from windowcleaner.com, and you are here. What is up? If it's your first time here, have a look around. Lots of content. This is year 10? Yeah, year 10? Yeah, lots of content. Hundreds of episodes, hundreds and hundreds of hours of content, and some of it, dozens of minutes of this is good. So go back. Listen, watch anywhere podcasts are. Follow on Spotify and all the other things. By the way, I also have a TikTok. I also have a Facebook. I also have all of those things. So go ahead and follow all those. And I'm a rep for windowcleaner.com, and I'll get to that later. First off, I wanted to say what's up to Eduardo Mendoza. How's it going? Matt Masodi, what's up, man? And Jesse McKay, what's up? Those are some just amazingly awesome people. So if you see them around, please do give them a high five from me. They're just some awesome people that buy from me. So pick some random people that want to say what's up to. So how's it going? Thanks for everything. But anyway, we were talking about the 5 biggest lies that window cleaners kind of tell themselves. And I talk about myths in the industry a lot, but I think sometimes we forget that if we believe a thing that is wrong, or we think that that's how it is, it dictates everything, and it stops our growth, and it, hinders our development and changes our business. And there's a lot of them. And I went through and kind of picked out 5 of them that I really think are pretty detrimental to the overall kind of growth of companies. And I'll tell you, absolutely, there's 2 types of growth. There's size growth, which I don't really care about. It's cool. It's great. You want to be big. You want to hit that $1 million mark. Awesome. Totally down for that. But the more important part, and to get there, is the strength of a company. And that doesn't mean if you're owner operator, or if you have 20 employees, 50 employees, whatever. The strength of a company is what allows you to get that way. Think of it as the foundation to the building that you're building. If you build a foundation for a 1-story house, you can't then throw a 30-story building on there. It just doesn't happen, right? And a buddy of mine is taking on his 50th employee. He is now at 50 employees this year, which is huge. I know there's companies that have bigger, but when you have that, the company that it is now versus the company when it was, 5 employees, 2 employees, is way different. You have to build it to get there. Anyway, if you stop yourself from getting bigger, better, stronger, all that stuff, because you believe things that aren't quite true, you're standing in your own way. This is not one of the 5 things, by the way. But I always say, too, is if you've ever said the line, "I'm too busy to advertise right now," that's what I'm talking about. You're standing in your own way. It's man, if I don't tie my shoes, I could start running fast sooner, and realizing that if you don't tie your shoes, you're going to trip and fall. You're not going to actually be faster, but you think in your head you're faster, right? Okay, terminology stuff. But I'll start off by saying that the whole "I can't charge more in my area" thing is probably the oldest thing in the book that is continually and easily proven wrong. Let me start by saying I get this too. When I talk about price, I get this almost every time. And somebody jumps on and they're like, "Oh, all you're trying to do is just charge more. You're ripping off the customer." You, sir or ma'am, do not understand how a business works. That's not how that works. Remember how gas was 99 cents when I was first starting driving, and now it's not? Yeah, I'm that old. Prices kind of change. I'm not telling you to go out there and charge $1,000 an hour instantly. I'm guessing in the next 100 years, maybe it'll be that. I don't know what prices go to. But what I'm saying is, is if you tell me I can't charge more, okay, I'm going to tell you one simple thing to disprove that is there are other people in your area, other window cleaners, even as much as you go, nobody's in my area, I never see any window cleaners. Well, right. But they probably don't see you either. But I will 1,000% guarantee that there are people in your area in the same customer base in the same area charging more than you. They are. 1,000%. No, I'm not the cheapest in my area. I didn't say you were. I said you're probably also not the most expensive. And the value is what dictates the price. The value is what dictates the price. So I talk about that 100 times and I won't razz you on that side. But if you think you can't charge more, that's just you thinking that. Have you charged more? Every new customer for a month, did you charge more? What happened? Well, I didn't do that because I can't charge. So you came up with an idea in your head and went, I can't charge more because you're not convinced of it. But then you somehow are thinking what every single customer that you have would be thinking, right? This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense when you go, my customers won't charge more. And I go, okay, well, what happened when you did the test? A long test. I didn't. How would you know that? Well, I mean, I've been doing this a long time. So you know everything about every customer you'll ever have and the time now. And if you've been doing this a long time, what were your prices then versus now? Don't decide the answer that the customers have not given you. And if you go and tell me, well, yeah, I tried to charge more, and then the one customer that I did increase the price, they said no. Wow. So the one person that you tried, meaning you weren't even convinced of the value, wasn't there. I'll give you a quick analogy. If you're new to the podcast, I love analogies because I'm too stupid to think of actual facts. Analogies is how my brain works. But if I said to you, in the analogy world, and I said, so it would be $200? Is that okay? Instantly, your brain, without even telling me, because I can't hear you, it said, no. I don't even know what I'm buying, but no, that's not all right. Because you weren't sure of it. And if I go, awesome, so for inside, outside, track seals and frames, the whole kit and caboodle, that comes with the 7-day warranty guarantee, of course, 100% satisfaction guarantee. You don't pay a dime until you're happy. It's $200, and that covers absolutely everything. And how does Tuesday the 7th sound? Now what does your brain say? Right? I said the exact same thing. I told you it's $200. The first time, 100% of you were like, no, that's not okay. Because I told you what I thought. The second time, 90% of you probably were like, yeah, that felt right. Because I told you what to feel about how I felt. When you try something that you're not sure with, that's why I say you got to give it time. You got to really give it time. I'll give you an interesting a thing that I did very long time ago. I was talking to somebody. I was at one of these shows, and somebody in the bar was talking about whatever. I said, man, you get that much? She goes, yeah. I said, that's crazy, man. I'm way different than that. He goes, raise your prices. I can't do that. He goes, double your prices. Try it 1 week. What happens? Just do it for a week. Then what? If your customers say no, but you're just doing it for a week, so you're confident in that week, just be like, yeah, it's double. This is the price. See what happens. See what happens. Because if you double your price and hypothetically you lose anything less than 50% of your customer base, you make more money. I'm not saying do that, but understand the idea. So it's like, okay, well, you know what? I'm cool. I love to play around. This is early on in my business. I'm going to double my house wash price. Double it. I'm not going to tell them, sir, it's now double than if you would have called yesterday. But I'm going to tell them price confidently, just like I would have. See what happens. If they go, oh my gosh, that's so crazy, then I'll know. But a week, 7 days, 5 days technically. I doubled my price, and not one person in that entire week said no. Not one person. Every customer that called for a quote, I doubled what I would have been. Everyone said yes. I, in that moment, realized that I was the reason to stop. I still conveyed the message. It's not the pricing, it's the value. Do they think they're getting something? Do they trust you? Do you know that realtors, almost every single realtor in the entire country has their picture on everything? It's on the sign, it's on their business card, it's on the flyer, it's on their car, it's on their office door, it's their picture. But no one else does that. Like if you're finding a doctor, sure, you can like track it down and then find a picture of them. But like no other industry puts a picture. You don't go to a mechanic and there's pictures and everything. Here's my business card. Half of it's my picture. Have you ever thought about why that is? A realtor sells a promise. If you go to a mechanic, I'm going to fix your car. If I go to a realtor, they're going to hopefully sell my house. They're basically trying to convince you that, hey, I could do that. But there is no fact, yes or no, right? The market, the money, the dollar amount, what is the house condition? There's a lot of things. But a realtor has to convince you they're trustworthy before anything happens. That's why they put the picture on there. Because you have to look at them and go, I trust that guy. He looks like I could trust, right? Even to the point, this is funny, and this guy's probably not watching, but in my area, there was a sign for a realtor who was probably doing this a very long time because his signs were all over. But he had like one of those like old-timey like 19 or 1890s like bowler hat or whatever, you know, like this kind of weird top hat thing and a handlebar mustache with glasses. That was his picture. Every time I looked at it, I go, man, I wouldn't have that guy sell my house, kind of as a joke. I wouldn't have that guy sell my house. All because of how he looked. I didn't trust him right out of the gate. Man, dude, you look like you're a little bit too quirky for me, and I don't think you're going to take this serious. Oh, okay. So, in that particular sense, it's the person I have to trust in order to trust that they're going to do the job. Right? But in our industry, they still have to trust you. They may not see your picture. They trust what you say, how you say it. They have to feel comfortable with you to hire you. You're going to be in their house. Charge more. Try it. Well, I need more leads. Do you? Now, when I say this part, people always get kind of funky on me because they go, well, yes, you're telling me not to get new customers? Absolutely not. But understand that the fact that you need new leads is that the customers you do have you given them all of the services that you can? Have you offered them everything? And one of the big things is that notoriously in the industry, unless you've heard me babble about the dentist close, which is just a dumb phrase I made up for these reschedule stuff, having every customer booked every 6 months is not hard to do. Or even have 75%, 80, 90% of them is not hard to do. You go, well, they're not going to. Nope, you just did it again. You told me what the customers think without finding out what the customers think. But I need more leads. We do. But you're focused. You do this job real quick so you can go find another one. This is where door knocking comes in. This door knocking thing doesn't work. If you do door knocking, cool, you're generating business. But like, understand it's not expandable. It's not growing. You're upsetting 90% of the people you talk to. Like, it's not good for your business. It's not good for the concept. It's not good for a luxury service. It's not good for repeat work. Well, I got business from it. You're missing absolutely all the points. But I digress. I won't get into that. But they do one job and they rush through that job so they can go find another job. And they spend all day going door knocking so they can find work so they can do it. But if you've been in business for any amount of time, don't you already have customers? Even if you have 100 customers, say last year you did 100 jobs. Great. Awesome. Yes, maybe you did 500, maybe you did 1,000. Maybe you did 50. Whatever that number is, what if you did those guys every 2 months or every 6 months? Well, now your 100 customers is 200. You doubled your business, not getting one new customer. What if those customers did your outside windows, but also did inside and outside windows? What if they got gutters cleaned? What if they did a house wash? Okay, well, now your $100 customers just doubled their tickets, right? What they're spending with you. And it's also now done every 6 months. I not only doubled and tripled my company now with no new customers. So is it the fact that you need new customers, which, yes, we always need customers kind of coming in as just a rotation and growth and all that. But is it that you need new customers? You just need more income work, jobs, that kind of thing. Because you have people who have already gotten past that first part of you and seeing your picture on the sign with your handlebar mustache, curls up on the sides, right? They already trust you. They've used you. They've tried your service. They knew your texts were great. Oh, they did such a good job. They love you. You got past the hardest part. And then there's a bunch of customers or companies out there that just kind of go, all right, well, on to the next one. Cool. Thanks for your money. I got to go find another customer. You're missing out on the best thing. In fact, if I have a company right now and I did 100 jobs last year and I go, you know what? I'm getting out of the business. Almost all of you who contact me and go, and you've sold companies, you've bought companies, I need some questions. We talk about it and you're like, well, I think I'm going to get $50,000. You think somebody's going to pay you a list of customers for $50,000, but when you have the customers already, you don't put any effort or time into those customers. But you're going to give some stranger $50,000 for a list of his customers. Because we separate ourselves. We distance ourselves from the actual concept, and that's it. Yes, new customers are great, but that's not as much your focus. Your focus is on getting more work. What about the customers you have? If you're running 100% on the dentist close, then focus absolutely everything on new customers. But I'm guessing you don't. I'm guessing you're not, right? Don't lie to yourself and say it's all about new customers. I need new customers, and that's the only thing that's... You're forgetting the qualified, really hot, really easy to close customers you already got. They already love you. They love you. Okay. I got to do my shameless plug. So hang tight. It's like 2 minutes. I'm a rep for windowcleaner.com, and in fact, the thing I do to make money and buy hair gel and how I can afford my free shirts I wear from the company is that I put orders in. I place orders and help people, and I get stuff. And man, it is as amazingly easy to use me as your rep as you could literally text me. It could be 2 a.m. in the morning on Saturday and be like, yo, I need some Master Rubber. Yeah, I'm not going to put it in until Monday, but we don't ship till Monday anyway. But I'm not only going to find the gear for you. It took you 2 seconds. I'm going to verify address for you. I'm going to make sure you got stuff. I'm going to add anything that you need or tell you what works and doesn't work together. I'm going to add your free gift. I'm going to get you, of course, free shipping. I'm going to do all of those things literally easier than you going to the website and doing it and then not giving me a high five. And if you're listening, like the thousands and thousands of you that do every week, it's a high five of awesomeness. When you need gear, I would love to be the person. When you have questions, I would love to be the person. In fact, I would love to be the person that puts your gear in so that I can then answer the questions for you because you got a guy in your pocket. Anyway, longest shameless plug ever. My number, I'm going to give it to you right now. You ready? It's 862-312-2026. Text me even and be like, yo, Jersey, I'm just saving your number. I get that like multiple times a week. Jersey is my name. I'm the only Jersey you know. Save it in there as Jersey. 862-312-2026. Let me put your orders in, please. I need to pay my bills. So thank you very much. And also, if you haven't yet gotten the American Window Cleaner magazine, if you're listening on Spotify, I'm showing the magazine right now, but it's amazing. It's a real paper magazine. By the way, dude on the cover, super cool dude. Amazing pictures, cool stuff to just nerd out, keep your head wrapped into the business. And it's $69 a year for 12 issues. And it comes with a custom sticker sheet every single month to put on all your stuff. You take this industry seriously and you love it, be part of that industry and soak it all up. It's awcmag.com, the American Window Cleaner magazine. $69, literally less than an hour work for an entire year. Go get that. Stop being cheap. Also, Jobber, as you know, absolutely insanely awesome CRM, the best CRM that is out thus far, and I've done a lot of demos. 20% off. That's down below. Please do ask to. If you don't see the link, I'll send it to you. Literally, actually, I get credit for it too, but it saves you 20%. So I'll send it to you anytime. And 15% off of print, which you need print. I mean, I'm talking shirts, shoes, flyers, business cards, EDDM, postcards, all that stuff. Also 15% discount, and link is in the comments. Anyway, good. We're on to the next part. Sorry, it took a little longer. The next myth, the thing that screws your company up, is the whole "I'll hire later." And I just had a conversation yesterday with a guy who was looking at hiring, and he's going, "Well, I don't know if it's the right time." Huh? What do you mean? Well, I don't know if it's the right time. I don't know. I don't even know if we're going to be busy. Huh? Isn't that your job in your company and the thing that you do? Are you going to be busy? What are your hours now? Are you too far out? What do you mean? I don't know. I'll hire later. Why would you hire later when you can hire now? Well, I don't have the work right. Yeah, but you also have weeks worth of training and hiring. The whole hiring process, hiring/training, takes 3 weeks. Are you going to be busier now in 3 weeks than you are now? How much advertising and SEO work? How much of all that stuff are you doing in 3 weeks? Well, I don't know. You're the one that controls all that. If you're going to hire, if you need people, hire them now. Now. Because here's the catch-22 on hiring. You either need the work to hire the people, or you need the people to do the work. Both ways are wrong. And in the exaggerated case, if you went right now, man, I got an opportunity, I can hire 100 people right now. Well, you don't have the work, and to get that much more work is going to take you years to need 100 employees. So you don't need 100 employees right now. But when we're talking about an employee or another crew or whatever, we're talking about a gentle increase. Can you make that happen? We're working right now, I'm 4 weeks out. If I hire another crew, say I got one crew now and I hire another crew, I'm 4 weeks out. Now I'm 2 weeks out. I'm still out with the same amount of work, and I just got to push harder to get more work. That's all on you. You're the business owner. You're the conductor, right? Do not put off to tomorrow what you can do now, especially in this case, because you will be busier 3 weeks from now than you are right now. It's going to be very hard for you to hire somebody when it's really, really busy, because guess what? If you hire on the busiest day of your year, by the time they're hired and trained and everything, you're less busy. There is no good time. There is no perfect time. Each time has its, changes. Each time kind of has its pros and cons, but you have to. If you're going to hire, you're going to hire. Don't hire later if you need them now. That's all I'm saying, right? It's a very simple process to hire. If you have the systems in place, it makes it even easier. If you're going, oh man, these employees, they suck. Everybody I hire is junk. If you're being held up by your own employees, then you hired them wrong, right? Build the process that allows you to hire in more guys more often, better people, more applicants. You could choose better people, and then have a quick to fire policy when they don't work out or they suck. The problem is people, they have a company and they go, ah man, this person sucks. They drive yourself mad. You're angry. It's not getting done. They got you by the short hairs, because if you can't let them go, oh, it's going to be so hard to get somebody. I'm going to be really in a bind. A temporary, short bind. But instead, you're going to take on a long-term problem. It just doesn't make sense. Don't hire later if you can hire now. Another one is cheap customers are better than no customers. This one is really, really hard. This is a new company problem. It's a new company problem. This is I don't have any work, so if I got one person, I got them at half price, and that, you're under the assumption that a cheaper job is going to get the customer. That's not 99% of the customers. Good customer, That's not the idea. They're not looking for the cheapest one to go do this luxury business in their home. That doesn't make any sense. It just makes no sense. If I showed up to your house and I had face tattoos and teardrops and I'm like, yeah, you got clean houses? Yeah, I'll do your house for $20. You're going to look at me and be like, no thanks. Well, no, it's the cheapest price. I didn't trust that guy. That was going to be a bad experience, right? A cheap customer. Now, mind you, all customers could be cheap. But what I'm talking about is when you somehow do this whole, the $99 guy. We all make fun of it, and probably all of us have been there. But here's the thing. When you start off at $99 and all of a sudden you go, well, no, I know what I'm doing, and I got to charge you $200. No one is going to double their price, even if they can't go anywhere else for that price. In the principle of it, they're not going to do that. So you got a customer you're losing money on, you'll never have them as a customer again, or you'll always lose money on them. That's the part that doesn't make sense. You don't hire a cheap customer instead of no customer. I'd rather have no customer because it's easier to grow on that. Well, it's easy for you to say I don't have any work. Go get the work. Don't settle for crap customers, or don't allow the crap customers to come in. A bad customer and a bad price is not a way to grow your business at all. You making $99 when it should have been $200? No. Well, I did $25 an hour. That's pretty good. That's not a business. You just have a job at that point. You can't advertise for that. How are you paying taxes and all the bills and things? And how are you going to grow and get equipment? Well, the next one. I don't know what I'm doing. But did you leave your windows clean? Well, yeah. I mean, of course I didn't leave them dirty. Well, then you did the exact same job that somebody who's been doing this for 30 years is going to do. Why are you charging less? Well, because I'm new. What? They're hiring you right now. You're going to do the job and complete it the same completion that somebody else would. But yet in your brain, you think that you're somehow worth less. Doesn't make sense. You can't grow a company from that. And yes, you know the whole $125 an hour that we average in this industry? That's how I pay for my advertising and SEO. Do you know the best thing you could do for your company on the planet is SEO? And do you know SEO is not a cheap thing? SEO, the idea of that is it's going to continue to build. It's like running up a sand dune. You can't ever stop. You're always going to be doing this. This is an expense. Monk SEO, the company I've used, and I know dozens and dozens and dozens of you guys use, that company is amazing in what they freaking do. Amazing. But it's not cheap. How are you going to pay for that? To be getting the most amount of customers you will ever get from any source is your SEO. 100% by far. You'll get all new customers that aren't referrals. More than half of them will come from just SEO, everything else combined. And you're telling me like, well, I don't know. How are you going to get customers if you're only charging $25 an hour? Where does that extra money come from? This is why we charge what we charge. It's not because, well, you don't get customers when you charge a lot, or I'm not new, or I'm not. There's so many other expenses. SEO will change your company more than anything else in the world, but it's expensive. You got to pay for that. On top of that, you got insurance, you got trucks, you got fuel, you got replacement rubbers, you got gear you're ordering from me, you got new shirts, you got new. How are you paying for any of that in a business? That's where the money has to come from. The more money you make, the more you can spend on the business, and that means the more money you can make in the future. That's how that works. And it is all about the mindset and reality. Really, mindset and reality. You stopping yourself from any of this stuff because what you think is fact is not fact. In fact, it's not been proven. It's not even been whatevered. It's just been, I got this in my head, and I think it's going to go. It's the same reason that people go, you can't use a razor on tempered glass. Or it's low E. I can't use this on low E. You don't know any facts, but in your head, you're so set. I mean, literally to the point. I've had arguments with people, and finally I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, okay, you have it in your head. That thing is actually called this. No, it's called this. Cool, okay. I'm not going to change your mind. If that's what you really think, you're wrong, that's fine. Be wrong. But every single day and every single minute, people are convinced, and they're absolutely wrong. Factually, they're wrong. But they're convinced, they have it in their head. They're convinced, oh man. That's the problem with business. Is we are the thing that stands in our way sometimes. So anyway, don't let don't let you be your biggest hurdle. Don't let you stop yourself. That's the thing in business. Don't let you be your biggest hurdle. I'm having a stroke right now. I don't know what's going on. By the way, the word today, if you're still listening, put whatever the word I just said, I don't even know how to spell it. But I want you to put that in the comments so I know you've listened this long. And I want to see how you spell whatever word I can't apparently say. But if you are waiting this long and you've listened to it all, man, you are absolutely awesome. Thank you so very much. And if you buy from me, you literally make my life exist. So thank you. And I want to put your orders into, and big orders, little orders. If you're looking for 10 new systems, well, jokes aside, if you're looking for more than 2 to buy at one time, you're just adding on a bunch. We can do bulk discounts now, which is fantastic. Also, any orders are amazing. I have one coaching slot available, which I don't talk about my coaching much because I don't do a ton of it. I try to only limit it to 4 spots, but I have one open. So if you're looking at private coaching, you got to message me. First come, first serve. That'll be filled up almost instantly. So anyway, yeah. Also, if you haven't yet gotten a subscription to the American Window Cleaner magazine, do that. awcmag.com. Get the subscription to the magazine because we want you on the cool kids team. Also, you know the discounts. Jobber, fanatically amazing. Fantastic. There you go. Fantastically amazing. It is going to run your entire business. So that's there. Print. Everyone needs print, no matter what kind of digital era you're in. You need print, and I'll get you a discount on print from the best printing company in the planet, us. And you get to talk to Steve and Jillian, and they're amazing people. Also, if you guys have any questions on anything, please do not hesitate to reach out. My number direct's 862-312-2026. Thank you so much for listening to the very end, and I love you guys. Go out there and don't let you be your own hurdle, but more importantly, go out there and be epic.